welcome to my video on the Winexpert Eclipse Pinot Noir wine kit. Now the Winexpert Eclipse line is the top of the line wine kit that Winexpert makes, and Pinot Noir is one of my most very favorite wines, so I'm really excited about this kit. Alright, so when you open your box, one of the first things you're going to see is all your wine making ingredients, including a bag of concentrate, which is ultra premium, and this is my Pinot Noir, so this is Pinot Noir concentrate. And in addition to the concentrate is a bunch of other wine making ingredients. Let's go over all of them. They come in a Ziploc bag. The first thing that's important is your instructions, and it's a good idea to read your instructions completely through from beginning to end before you start. Also, we have some winemaker's yeast, and this is a special yeast used exclusively for winemaking. We have some bags of other additives like bentonite, which is used for clearing, metabisulfite, which is a preservative, and some sorbate, which is preservative as well. And then make sure that your wine doesn't continue to re-ferment after you finish the process completely. The next thing we have here is some toasted oak sawdust or powder, and what this is used for is to impart the flavor of being aged in an oak barrel. Another thing that's included is a chitosan packet that is used to aid in clearing your wine. Now, I particularly don't use the chitosan packet, even though it does work very well, because the chitosan packet is made from a shellfish derivative, so I choose an alternative that we'll talk about later. But the chitosan does work. It works perfectly fine. I just choose not to use it, and we'll talk about that when we get up to that part of the winemaking process. And this particular kit comes with some beautiful labels, although most of the time I choose to make my own labels. Alright, so let's get started making wine. One of the first things you want to do is take your clean and sanitized primary fermenter and a spoon. Get that ready, and you want to make sure, very important, that the spigot, if your primary fermenter is equipped with one, is turned off, completely off, so that you don't spill wine juice all over the floor. And the very next thing you're going to do is take a half gallon of hot water and put it in the bottom of your primary fermenter. You're going to locate your packet that is numbered number 2, which is a bentonite clay, and you're going to open that packet and gradually add it as you're stirring the water very, very rapidly. You want to incorporate that as good as you can into the water. Do not just dump the bentonite clay into the water in one shot, because you'll get a lump of clay at the bottom and it won't be incorporated into the water. Alright, the very next thing you're going to do is you're going to notice that the box is designed with a cutout that you can put the bag cap through. It's going to make it a lot easier to pick up this big heavy bag of concentrate and pour it into the primary fermenter. Remove the cap and you're going to be ready to rock and roll. Be careful when doing this that you don't spill this and splash it all over the place. You want to pick up the box and pour it into your primary fermenter over the bentonite solution. Stir that in really well, and take note of where the 6-gallon mark is on your primary fermenter. You're going to need to fill the rest up with water. And what I do is I put the water in the same bag I take out of the box, and I try to get any remaining concentrate out of the bag with the hot water or warm water to use that to fill up the primary fermenter. When you're at the 6-gallon mark, make sure you stir this really vigorously to make sure that you completely incorporate the water and mix it well into the concentrate, and the concentrate is then going to be 100% uniform mixture throughout the whole batch. Okay, you want to make sure you stir this up really, really good. Okay, this is where a lot of people go wrong, is they don't stir well and really blend the water with the concentrate. So keep doing this for a little while. Make sure you get it really nice and stirred up. Alright, we're doing well. The very next thing, we're going to add our toasted oak sawdust. There's 2 packets of this toasted oak sawdust, and by adding it to the wine, it is going to impart a barrel-aged flavor to this wine, a Pinot Noir from Winexpert, the Eclipse kit. So we're going to empty both of these packets into the wine, and we're going to stir it up really well. And the very next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our winemaker's yeast, rip the top of it off, and just sprinkle it on the top of the wine juice that has the sawdust on top of it. We're going to sprinkle it on top. We're not going to mix it in. We're not going to stir it. We're not going to follow the directions that is on the packet of reconstituting it in hot water and all that, or warm water. We're just going to sprinkle it on top, over the top of the wine kit. And the very next thing I do is I snap the lid on the top and affix an airlock to the primary fermenter. Now, you technically don't need to do this, but I choose to do it because, you know, all you need to do is have a banana in the house, and you might have a fruit fly that ends up into your wine, and that could destroy your wine. So I choose to snap the lid on just to keep things clean, and you know, that's what I do. That's what I choose to do. You can do what you want. You could follow the directions, and you'd be good to go. I also take all my other items, put them back in the Ziploc, and put them on top of the winemaking kit as it's fermenting. That way, I have all my stuff in one place. Alright, so what we have here is the very beginning of fermentation. We pitched the yeast the day before, yesterday. This is the next morning, and we see starting of fermentation in the airlock. Pretty cool. Stay tuned. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my video channel here on YouTube, and check out my blog at www.cooking-italian-recipes.com for great Italian recipes, tips on organic gardening, winemaking, and herbalism, and all other kind of fun stuff that I'm into. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, tell your friends. Take care.